here today, and my prayer is that the Lord bless and keep you. Today we'll be discussing one of the many spices that will help our marriages to be better. And that spice we'll be discussing today is affirmation. Affirmation is very critical in marriage. It's very important in our relationship with our spouses. Now, a lot of people who don't understand the power of affirmation are given to the opposite, which is complaining about the mistakes of your spouse alone. When you do that and you become a career complainer about your spouse's mistake, in no distant time, you will turn your spouse off. It becomes discouraged. She becomes discouraged because you are not seeing anything good in whatever he or she is doing. But rather than capitalize on that, or rather than concentrate more on that area, one of the best areas that you can concentrate on and will spice up your marriage is the area of affirmation. Speaking well of your spouse, saying good things about your spouse, being proud of your spouse, and commending your spouse both in private and in public. As human beings, we need to get reassured of the commitment of each other on a regular basis through this important spice I called affirmation. Speaking well of our spouse is one of the many spices that can make our marriages better. When we speak well of our spouse, it helps to make our marriages better. It helps to reassure our spouse of our love. It helps to reassure our spouse of our confidence in them. It helps to, reassure our spouse of our belief in them. And it helps to convince them that we are proud of them when we speak well of them. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 says, "Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearer." When your word does not impart grace to your spouse, then it means that you are talking down on him or her, or you are ridiculing him or her by your words. Good words have the capacity to minister grace to the hearer. And if we apply this spiritual principle in our marriages, it will help a great deal, because our spouses are human beings. They are a part of us. Every human being loves to be appreciated. Every human being loves to be affirmed. Every human being loves to be spoken well of. So godly couples must, as a matter of importance, train themselves up in the right usage of words. It is a known fact that not everybody knows how to speak. Not everybody knows how to talk. And every serious-minded couple must intentionally train him or herself up. Learn the principle of good speeches and positive speeches. Making positive speeches, speaking right and speaking correctly per time. You must learn it. If you are not gifted in that area, you can learn it and you can develop yourself in that area. because it is going to help your marriage to be stable. So, many marriages are in disarray today, not because there is no true love, but because of lack of requisite skills in the right usage of words. If you don't have the right skill on how properly to make use of words, then you will injure, you will bruise the ego of your spouse, you will injure the emotions of your spouse. So we don't have to use our words to dehumanize our spouses. You don't have to use your word to tear your spouse down. You don't have to talk down on your spouse at all times. You don't have to, to ridicule him or her at all time, because there's a better option, and that better option is affirming your spouse. Words in marriage, just like any other relationships, are active messengers. Words are active messengers. Whatever you send it to create, that is exactly what it will create. And whatever you send them to kill, that is exactly what they will kill. That's how potent words are. Words are potent instruments in building up. They are also potent instruments in tearing down. So whatever you send them to accomplish is what they will eventually accomplish. And that's why a child of God must learn the right usage of words through acquisition of the needed skill. As normal human beings, we are wired to respond positively to encouragement. And that is exactly how it is in marriage. Because love is capable of waxing old, one of the ways to nourish our marriages is to all indulge in speaking well of our spouses. Unfortunately, in marriage, it is very easy to take each other for granted because of familiarity. One of the things that I know has been the bane of the right growth and development in marriages is the issue of familiarity. Familiarity will make you to take your spouse for granted. Familiarity will make you not to pay attention to the needed things you ought to pay attention. Familiarity will make you to ignore the most important things because you assumed that everything is fine with both of you. But it is not like that in the real sense of it. You must always think right. Choose words that honor each other. Learn to verbalize your appreciation for even the commonest thing. You are his or her number one fan. You must know that you are your spouse's number one fan. And a fan is an ardent follower and believer of something or somebody. So if you are the number one fan of your spouse, what it means is that if the whole world does not believe in him or her, you as the right husband, the right wife, will believe in your spouse. And when your spouse knows that you believe in him or her, there is no limit to the extent God can take your marriage to. It helps you to relate with your spouse in love, and as you do that, he reciprocates with understanding, and peace continues to reign because understanding is at the foundation of all that you do. So I encourage you today, take to affirming your spouse always. It is a necessary ingredient for spicing up your marriage. It is a good seasoning for your marriage because it will always help to strengthen the foundation of your marriage. Until another episode, that I will come your way again with another beautiful spice that can help your marriage to be better. I say God bless you and keep you in Jesus' name.